Good morning, my loves. Here it is. This week, my God, this week, I don't even know. I honestly don't even know where to start, where to dive in here, because this week is big. You maybe already watched my full moon in Aquarius video. So in that video, I gave you a little forecast already, not just about the full moon, but also about the week. This whole week is a checkpoint, right? We have the square between Jupiter and Saturn in its highest form, in its most intense form. It's like exact this week. There's a separate video for that you should definitely check out. I will link it below. Don't miss that. It's a really important video, and also don't miss the general forecast for that. I did it for all signs, but you gotta listen to the meaty part, which is the general forecast, right? Where I describe the square in detail. Now, Monday the 19th, full moon in Aquarius, possibly a big bang. Also, this full moon is conjunct Mercury. Well, the sun is conjunct Mercury right now in Leo, and Mercury is in retrograde. Now, there's a lot of working going on. There's a lot of stuff going on internally, right? We are working through a lot. We are reminiscing. We are reflecting. We are reviewing. We are, analyzing, reanalyzing stuff that we've already done. We re-examine it. What have we missed here, right? We are looking for the missing piece. That's all happening during this time. Also, on the same day, we have Saturn still opposing Venus, squaring Jupiter, squaring Venus. So there's this triangle going on between Venus and Jupiter and Saturn that is kind of lasting most of this week. It's a very intense square. So we're not intense energy. We're not only dealing with the square between Saturn and Jupiter, we are also having Venus in the mix, which tells us that we probably are working on worth and value issues here. In relationships, external relationships, and then also the relationship that we have with self, right? Worth and value, pleasure, the beauty of life. What is it based in? Is it based in something foundational? Is it based in something profound, or is it just mundane? Nothing wrong with just mundane, but is it stable? Is it you? Is it real? Is it true to you? Then also we have Venus square Mars. Now, poor little Venus. This week, she is just butchered. She's just like taking apart. She's just thrown up and down and like left and right. It's not easy for Venus this week. That square with Mars is really asking her to step into her truth and essence and what she's all about. There is no tiptoeing like, oh, maybe I do a little here, maybe I'm a little bit of this and a little bit of that. No, but what are you rooted in? The question here is like, Venus is asked, what are you rooted in? Are you rooted in anything? Or are you uprooted? And how can you root in again? This Mars is in Gemini right now, and this Mars is, it's not the most intense or strongest Mars, but it is still a very, very pushy Mars and a very fast Mars. And Venus is in Virgo right now, where she is rather slow. And she is often also a little self-conscious here. She doesn't really fully trust herself in Virgo often. There is this, am I perfect enough? She's questioning herself a lot, which questioning in itself is not wrong, right? It can help us grow and evolve. But then again, what are we rooted in? So that will be shown to you, and it might be shown to you through relationships. And by might, I think it will most likely be shown to you through relationships. And if you're not in a romantic relationship, then it will be shown to you through maybe colleagues, because we are dealing with Virgo here. Your social circle, right? Gemini, social circle, siblings, aunts, uncles. Like this, like people in your surrounding will show you where you're not rooted and where you're unstable and where you don't where you're not confident enough and where you're trying to be perfect, but you got to learn that perfection is not where you really find yourself. It's like running after an airplane that is about to take off. You're not going to catch it. That plane is gone. You're not going to outrun it. So yeah, this is a square, the Venus-Mars square, that is, we will feel it all week, but the exact point is on the 22nd. Then, another thing I want to talk about. Remember when Saturn and Jupiter met in 2020, December 2020, they met in 0 degrees of Aquarius. Now, yes, we just had a full moon in Aquarius earlier this week. But also, what else? Who else is in Aquarius? Well, Pluto. And where is Pluto right now? In 0 degrees of Aquarius, exactly where Saturn and Jupiter met. Now, there's no coincidences. If you know me, you know I don't believe in coincidences. Everything is divinely coded. Everything is divinely guided. Now, Pluto being in 0 degree of Aquarius during the square between Saturn and Jupiter, there's something deeper we need to understand here, right? Pluto is saying, okay, you got to go down the wormhole. You got to go down the rabbit hole. You got to go a little deeper to understand what you now have to overcome here with this square. What really did you start in December 2020? And how deep did you go then? How deeply is it rooted? That thing from back then. Also, is it healthy? Is it helping you? Is it moving you forward? Is it really something? Do you have to review that initiation, whatever it was? Where do you have to refine it? And often when we refine something, we got to go a little deeper to understand it better. So as you can see, there's so much going on this week. Oh my God. We're not even finished. We're not even finished, guys. We also are experiencing on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, the trine between Chiron and Mercury retrograde. Now, we've experienced this trine before. I talked about this before in a previous weekly forecast because, of course, Mercury was already in the same spot a few weeks ago. Now this trine is beautiful, and I think this trine is just what we need during this time, because all that stuff that is coming up right now for us, and I say for us, is part of the growth and also part of the healing that we go through while growing. Chiron, the wounded healer, Chiron representing the inner child, the wounded inner child, is helped. So Chiron understands something here on a deeper level, because it's something that already came up for Chiron. And Chiron was like, okay, I think I might start to understand what I'm working with here. I might start to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing that isn't really helpful. I'm starting to understand it, and also I'm starting to be able to rework it, because now Chiron is dealing with Mercury retrograde. I am able to maybe rejuvenate this part of me through all that stuff that is coming up right now in my life. I'm starting to finally get it. Maybe that was just what I needed. Now I'm starting to get it, and there is like a smooth kind of flowy vibe here, where we get to integrate something on a level that may be conscious, but may also be unconscious, right? It might be integrated in an unconscious way. We understand something consciously, but whatever needed to be integrated is unconscious. And that is okay. We don't need to understand every single thing, every little detail. Then what else? Oh my God, there's more. The moon. I know I don't really talk much about the moon unless there's a full moon and a new moon, but the moon on the 23rd of August is in conjunction with Chiron. Now this is beautiful because Chiron is in a trine with Mercury retrograde. There is emotional healing. So I thought that was important to mention, to understand that whole Chiron-Mercury trine a little better. Maybe you're opening up emotionally in a way that you haven't before, to yourself and to others. And that brings your healing. That brings the healing. Last thing I want to say is we have the sun change signs this week as well. On the 22nd, the sun will move from a lovely Leo into Virgo. So that is a big energy shift. These two, like for me, these two are always the biggest energy shift. I mean, when we go from Pisces to Aries, that is also a huge one. But Leo is just so flamboyant. And Virgo is literally the opposite of flamboyant. That shift, you will feel that shift when the sun moves. And the focus will shift from like happy-go-lucky. I know this Leo season was not that happy-go-lucky because there was a lot going on. But generally still, there is that summer vibe, right? That summer vibe. And now you're realizing, okay, we're moving towards fall. In the Northern Hemisphere. I'm aware of that. Okay, let's leave it here. There's a lot. And there's also a lot to digest. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you want a personal reading, book by clicking on the link in the description box. And yeah, anything else, any other requests, I'm here for you. Wish you a beautiful week. And yeah, I'll talk to you in the next video.